Hi all. So we will continue from our previous video of domain driven design. The main concept of strategic design. Now strategic design means to find your business first. Divide all your complex business requirements into smaller business objects. When we have to design our application using strategic design, we need to find below business objects. Yeah. And then we can identify the different microservices to implement it. Then we will see what are all those business objects and we'll try to understand with an real example. Now let's take a simple business case where we need to develop a building. Okay. For that we need to buy a land. Now building should have 8 floors and 4 apartment on each floor. Now this is our business requirement. Now we need to understand this business requirement and then we will apply the strategic design on it to identify all business objects and then we will identify what will be the microservices to implement it. So let's start with the first business object, that is domain. So if I come here, so domain nothing but a sphere knowledge and activity around which the application logic revolves. Yes, so everything is based on the domain. We know in our case the construction is our domain. Then let's talk about the subdomain. Now subdomain nothing but the domain is divided into many subdomains. So each subdomain focus smaller problems. Now we have to identify the different areas of our domains. So in this case, looking into the business requirement, we can have two different types of subdomain. One is residential building or it can be a commercial building. Context is a much generic term. So in turn, we need to find out all the bounded context which is applicable for our business. So coming back to the definition of bounded context, each subdomain should have explicit responsibility so it has a boundary to limit their functionalities. The boundary help subdomain focus to do only one thing and do well. And this boundary is considered as a bounded context of the subdomain. Now in our case, now this is our subdomain like residential building and commercial building. Now if we divide this residential building subdomain into the number of business context, number of bounded context. Now there will be the different bounded context like apartments, elevator, gym, parking, playground, swimming pool, watchman, electricity, and so on. Now all these bounded context has their own set of responsibilities, right? So that is how they are separated from each other and they combinedly perform the functionality of the subdomain. Functionality of each bounded context is completely different. Now, as you can see here, apartment is completely different than the elevator. Responsibility of gym is completely different than the elevator or apartment. Similar to parking, playground, swimming pool, watchman, electricity. Now, all they have their own set of responsibility and they have their own boundaries as well. Now, using this different bounded context, we can really identify what will be the different microservices in our application. Now, for example, we can decide we will add all the functionality related to the apartment into an microservice called as apartment. We can say we will add all the functionalities of gym into an microservices called as gym. Similarly for the swimming pool, watchman, electricity, and so on. So we can really identify the set of microservices in our application after looking into the bounded context. After identifying all these bounded contexts, we need to find out their different business models. Now, for example, apartment has their business model like flat details, which is having the different attributes like owner name, flat size, flat type, facing, and number of rooms. Similarly, for parking, there is different business model like parking slot having the owner name and parking number. So now this business model flat details is specific to the bounded context apartment. Now this business model is specific to the bounded context parking. There is no any connection between flat details and parking and the parking slot and apartment. And this is how we are setting the boundaries of different bounded context. Then we need to understand important business object, that is ubiquitous language. A language structure around the domain model and used by all the team members to connect to all the activities of the team with the software. So when we use strategy, we need to find out all the common terminology which will be understood by everyone who is working on the different area of your project. Now for example, in this case, domain expert analysts, developers. Now they always have to communicate with each other. So they should understand each other. So we need to find out all such common terminology which will be understood by everyone when they discuss with each other. Now for example, in our case, the flat number. Now flat number is clear to everyone, whether it is a builder or it is a architect or it is owner or it is watchman or everyone, right? So we need to find out all such common terminology, and that is nothing but ubiquitous language. That was all about the strategical design. How strategical design is used to design our microservices architecture. So using strategical design, we have identified different bounded contexts. Now, from that bounded context, we can identify the different microservices. So once an microservice is identified, now we can easily work on different objects that we need to implement that services. For example, entities, value objects, models, repositories, and so on. So this is nothing but the tactical design. We are already aware of all those terminology and we are already doing it since we have enough experience to design our applications. So that was all about the strategical design, and we will not go further details on tactical design side. Then why domain driven design? Mapping to domain. Now we have already seen how we have identified different business object and then converted it into the different microservices. Reduce complexity of the problem. It helps really to understand the complex business requirement. Then testability and maintainability. Now as we have seen, after using the domain driven design to design our microservices architecture, we will have number of small microservices who are independent to each other. So it really helps us for the testing as well as maintenance of those microservices. Then knowledge rich design and bring business and services together. Now as we have already seen, using domain driven design, we are not focusing only on the implementation, but we are trying to understand the business first, and then we will decide how to implement that. Then context focus and ubiquitous languages. We have already seen this terminology when we discuss about the strategic design. So that was all about the domain driven design. Thanks for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.